Hello everybody, Treno here, and today we are going to take a look at the Repair Factory crafting event, which we have just got the details for. Now, the big important bit is when does it start, and that is tomorrow, 12 o'clock GMT, all future times will be GMT, so 12 o'clock GMT, 6th of April, until 12 o'clock on the 17th of April. So that's when the event takes place. What do we get in the event? Well, you've got the chance of unlocking some of these 4 vehicles. The AMD 35 SA35, the Shabakov Soviet Light Cruiser, the Chinese QN 506, and the American A7K. Now, how do you get these vehicles? Well, you need acceptance certificates. 3 for the Shabakov QN 506 and the A7K, and 1 for the AMD 35. Now, how do you get these acceptance certificates? Well, you need to basically take these broken exosuits, disassemble them, repair all the parts, put all new parts into them, put 5 of them into a shipping container, and you would then exchange them for 1 acceptance certificate. So how does this actually work? Well, basically you need to earn mission score. You can do this using vehicles from rank 3 or higher, unless you're going to use event vehicles, in which case you can use the lower tier vehicles. But there will be multipliers depending on which game mode you play or which vehicles you use. So in the past you would get a lower multiplier for using vehicles of the lower tiers, and you would get a higher multiplier for higher tier vehicles. And also, depending on which game mode you played, again, realistic or simulator battles would give you a higher multiplier, arcade would give you a lower multiplier. So basically, the first thing you need is materials to repair and refurbish the relevant parts for the exosuits. And you will get one for every 2,500 mission score. Again, if you're using a lower tier vehicle, you might only have a 0.8 multiplier, so you would actually need to get something like 3,150 points, assuming it was a 0.8 multiplier. A 1.0 multiplier, you would just need 2,500 mission score, and higher, you would need less than 2,500 mission score. And basically, each box you get will drop between 3 and 6 materials. Now, this is interesting because Gaijin released a trailer which showed that you needed for 9 of the relevant parts at least 65 materials. Now, again, so only for 9 of them, there are actually 12 parts. Let's be very, very generous and say you only need 75 materials. That means you would need to get, assuming you've got about 4 materials for each crate, about 18 crates, or 19 crates technically, and that's for one exosuit. And to get 19 crates, you would need to get about 47,500 mission score. That is a lot. That is a hell of a lot. And to make things worse, you can only earn a certain amount of materials per day, 30 per day or 300 for the whole event. So assuming you did get about roughly 4 materials for each crate, you would get 1,200 materials. Divide that by 75 for each exosuit. You can only get about 18 exosuits. Yeah, you can only get about 18 exosuits because you need 5 for each crate, which means you could theoretically, assuming you didn't buy any, only get 3 acceptance certificates. Or maybe, let's say, 4 acceptance certificates if you get slightly more than 4. Meaning you could only really buy the AMD SA35 and then one of the top tier prizes. So basically you would have to buy a lot of the materials if you want to get more exosuits. Except they've also changed that as well. Basically in the past you could sell a lot of your materials if you had duplicates or you just weren't interested in playing the event. They've now made it you need a blank smart contract to sell your materials, and you can only sell, I think you can only sell 1 material for each smart contract. The way this is worded is a bit weird, but it says the blank smart contract will tentatively drop 10 to 20% of the base materials. I don't know if that means for every 10-20% of the base materials. Basically, they've severely constrained the supply of these materials that will be on the market. So they're going to be a lot more expensive and a lot more rare, meaning you'll have to grind or spend a lot of money. And also for PlayStation Xbox players, they haven't got a market, so you can obtain special items for Golden Eagles. So a materials box with 50 items you can get with Golden Eagles, it doesn't say how many, or the contract for the supply of crate modules, which allows you to get additional crate modules in battle without restrictions, 4 units for every 7,500 mission score. So this is very grindy and very expensive, depending on how you will do this event. And also you don't just need the materials, you need crate modules to construct the crates. and you'll get them for every 7,500 mission score. There is a small chance you'll get a whole crate. And again, let's say you need all 6 sides of the crate, the 4 sides, the top and the bottom. So you'd need to get 45,000 mission score. I assume that's concurrently with the materials, otherwise that is very grindy. And again, there is a limit to how many of them you can get each day, 10 per day or 80 for the whole event. Meaning again, you could only make up to 13 crates. I assume each crate holds 5 exosuits, but again, if it's 1 exosuit, then again, you'd be very severely constrained on how many you could make or send off. Again, making this a lot more grindier and having to pay for various parts or crate modules. And lastly, you've got this factory upgrade toolkit. Basically, when you disassemble or at least reassemble the parts, it's not just an instantaneous thing, it will take a bit of time. But these factory upgrade toolkits will make it faster. You get one of them for every time you get first place in a battle, and you can get up to 300 of them for the event, so they are the least useful of the items provided in the event. So basically, once you've assembled your suits and sent them off and got your acceptance certificate, you can buy the QN506 A7K and Shabakov straight away until 12 o'clock on the 1st of May. The AMD 35 doesn't become available until 12 o'clock on the 24th of April, and then you've only got till the 1st of May to actually give that in for that vehicle. And like I say, you can only get 30 box materials each day or 300 for the whole event, 10 crate modules per day or 80 for the whole event, and 300 of the factory upgrade toolkits. And you can play the event in Ground Arcade, Realistic and Simulator, Aircraft Arcade and Realistic but not Simulator, Naval Arcade and Realistic, or in the Mobile Infantry event. And again, it tells us you can use rank 3 or higher vehicles, but also lower ranks if you're using event vehicles. It doesn't tell us the multipliers, unfortunately, but we will see that when the event comes out. And then we're lastly given the dates. So the materials, crate modules and factory upgrades will drop from tomorrow, 6th of April, until 12 o'clock on the 17th. You can disassemble and repair the exosuits until 12 o'clock on the 24th of April. All event items except the vehicle coupons can be traded on the market until 11:30 on the 24th of April. At 12 o'clock on the 24th, all event items, with the exception of acceptance certificates and vehicle coupons, will be deleted from the inventory and the market. Then finally, 12 o'clock on the 1st of May, acceptance certificates will be removed from your inventory, so you need to have spent them by then. So my thoughts on this event, it's just way too grindy. I'm probably only going to go for the AMD, and even then that's just because I'm going to be playing regularly, not because I'm specifically trying to get it. This is just way too grindy, and they just seem to be incentivizing having to pay way out of the odds to get the various prizes and materials required. Yeah, I'm just gonna skip this, to be honest. I'm really not fussed about any of these vehicles. The QN506 was the only one, but I don't really play much of the Chinese tech tree, so I would just have one rank 6 vehicle all on its own. So yeah, I'm not really going to be going for any of these vehicles, unfortunately, but yeah, hopefully for those of you who do go for the vehicles, hopefully you have fun and do get what you're looking for. And yeah, hopefully you enjoy yourself, but yeah, not for me, this one. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it'll be of use to some people. But anyway, I've been Terreno, and I'll see you next time.